Adventurer, what are you doing out here? No, wait, let's find some cover first. Maelstrom Command sent you? How do you know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform.
Be it at ease, sir. We are of the Maelstrom. You are a Garlond Ironworks engineer, yes? One of our lookouts reported the attack on your craft. We're here to rescue you. You must be Duku. Good work on reaching our friend here before the Imperials.
I've never seen a craft of this design. Must be Garland's work. There's no end to the man's treachery. The secrets of magic tech belong in Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. We're taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Scouting party from Castrum Ascidians, I'd say. Seems they want your ship, engineer. Widge, you have to help him! That fool of a Lalafell is hiding inside the tiny Bronco! The tiny Bronco? Isn't that the new design people have been whispering about? It's the first airship we built. It's the first airship we built since the Calamity. Since Master Garland. Well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight, and she was soaring. She really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky.
Alright, pay attention. We're gonna hit these Imperials hard and fast. If they want a souvenir from Eorzea, they can have a knife to the gut, but they're not getting that ship. Oh, and don't forget to save the Lalafell. What say you, Duku? You ready to give those curs a hiding? Like a tidal wave, lads! Charge! An ambush! Toms!
The bastards! Keep them away from the airship! Savages, you cannot stand against the might of the Empire. This has gone on long enough. Exterminate these barbarians. Teach them the utility of resistance. Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So, how's she look anyway? The auxiliary power propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home.
We'll stand watch until the ship is ready to take off. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts eventually, but I doubt they'll get here for a good while yet. Duku, you're free to return to Maelstrom Command and complete your induction. Ordinarily, I'd ask you to stay, but I think we'd all feel better knowing an adventurer of your ability was safely sworn in and ready for the next mission. Rest assured, I'll inform Command of the part you played today. I just wanted to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Maelstrom lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge.
Thank you. We're very grateful.
Welcome back, Dooku. I just heard the report. You needn't be concerned about the engineers. They completed their return trip without further Imperial interference. I must admit, I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of, after you've been properly inducted in the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction...
Personnel officer stands ready to complete your induction into the ranks.
Let us start afresh, shall we? You're welcome here, RaideDuku. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, however, it is only right that I tell you exactly what it is that you will be joining. A grand company is more than a simple collection of soldiers. It is an all-encompassing organization that draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a united military force capable of standing against a nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the primals and the Garlean Empire and solving the many problems caused by the calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colors has a role to play in keeping the great warship that is Limsa afloat, and on whatever heading Chief Admiral Milareb Blowfissin sees fit to set. As part of the Grand Vessel's crew, you will be expected to take your turn at the oars, for the winds do not look favorable, lad, and strength of arm may be all that sees us safe to port. If I lost you with the talk of ship and oar, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom soldier labors to the last breath, fights till his last drop of blood. We give our all in service to this nation, and no less is expected of you. Dooku, it is customary for new recruits to swear an oath of their own choosing upon entering the Maelstrom's ranks. Is there aught you'd like to say?
What skills I have are yours, till sea swallows all.
Ah, yes, the many and varied skills of an adventurer. I've no doubt your travels have furnished you with such knowledge as will prove invaluable to our cause. RaideDuku, I hereby assign you the rank of Storm Private 3rd Class. You are now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Limsa well, till sea swallows all.
Can you hear me, Raide? This is Menphelia. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Duku. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a man of the storm, you are no less a scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting.
No rest for the wicked, eh? Before you make yourself scarce, I recommend having a word with Commander Ricky. It might be worth your while. And just so you know, since it is not a repeatable quest, so I will not be doing the quest to get the chocobo. I will just be using it from now on, since it is appropriate now. Also, when I talk to these guys, they're going to address me by my real rank, which is, I forget. Captain. I'm a captain, so they're going to address me by captain instead of private, so just in case there's confusion. But you basically got to work your way through the ranks to get that far. So, but yeah, just in case, like I said, there's confusion on why I've all of a sudden joined. Just why? Why I shot up in ranks so fast. Anyway.
Following the calamity, each nation's armed forces underwent a large-scale restructuring centered upon its Grand Company. In Gridania, the Order of the Twin Adder absorbed both the Wood Whalers and the God's Quiver, while the Lamensons enacted a complete merger of the Maelstrom and the Knights of the Barracuda. Alda is the odd nation out, having made no notable changes to its armed forces. As before, in the spirit of the Sultanate, each entity retains a certain degree of independence. Let me see if I have this right. You're an adventurer who's a scion and a storm? Golly, how do you keep track of everything? It must be fun pairing up with lots of different people, though. Me, I'm always with Populimo. Come to think of it, why am I always with Populimo? Hey, ain't you the lad who rode the boat to Limsa with me? It is you, ain't it? Ha! Glad to see you found a good home. What am I doing here? Well, I heard tell one of my brothers came through not long ago. Looks like I just missed him, though. I ain't seen either one since the calamity. Didn't even know they were still alive. But after running into folk who swore they knew me time and time again, I reckon they had to be out there somewhere. I've been traveling and peddling in hopes I'd find me brothers ever since. If you see a fellow who looks like me, let him know that Brennan's looking for him, would you? I heard you pledged yourself to a grand company. Me, I don't think I could do it. I never feel like one of them, no matter what the recruiters say. I'm not sure I grasp the purpose of these remembrance ceremonies. Whether you remember or rewrite the past, what does it matter? It isn't as though you can repeat it. Our present-day enemies ought to serve as sufficient motivation, don't you think? The only lesson I believe we should take from the calamity is that far greater threats can and will appear. I've been chatting with Perseverance, and we both swear there was another member of a crew. We still ain't figured out a way to prove who it was, but we just wait and see. It won't be long before everybody sees us for the heroes we is. We will continue to focus our efforts on investigating the primals. The Amaja are not the only tribe that has succeeded in summoning its deity.
Fate shall be thy guide. When our purposes become one, once again shall our paths lead us here. Our city of learning is now naught but shadows. Ere the light of dawn breaketh, shall we follow whither the sand blows.
The incident with the traitors still weighs heavily on everyone's minds, the Flame General's most of all. And although he cannot be expected to know what evil lurks in the hearts of every man under his command, the revelation is nevertheless a devastating blow to his authority. Even so, it warrants saying that you should not let this tragedy color your opinion of the man. In all my years of working with the Flame General, I've never had reason to doubt his capacity to lead. Welcome back, Raide. Lady Menphilia waits you within. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called me to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Raide. Now, when we last spoke, I said I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Tataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Gods, man, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I'm pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow even more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we have requested the assistance of Garlond Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On the behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea. And I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Menphilia needs you to investigate the Sylphs.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs. a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramuh.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramuh's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Traipsing around the woods is hardly my forte. 'Tis only fitting that those two be the ones to assist you this time. Lest you harbor concerns about me and my idle hands, know that I will be busy conducting my own independent investigation while you entreat the Sylphs. We haven't forgotten how you saved us, Raide. Don't worry, Wedge and I mean to repay the favor in kind.
I like it here. Safe, hidden, a bit dank and dingy perhaps, but I've known worse. Plus the receptionist was rather charming, don't you think?
Ramuh, beloved primal the Sylphs, rooted is he in the laws of Eld, the stern arbiter of the forest. Legend hath it this thunderous entity appeareth in the guise of an elderly sage. Thus doth history oft speaketh of the old man in the woods.
The merchants told me it was Brennan that delivered the goods. Maybe if I wait a while, he'll come back with another shipment. They tell me you were instrumental in Ifrit's defeat. Bravo, Raide, bravo! Perhaps you heard of my exploits. The Flames and I struck a decisive blow against the Lizardmen by destroying and pillaging their stores of crystals. Aye, they won't be summoning their primal again anytime soon. Abba neglects to mention that our allied forces suffered heavy casualties. The operation succeeded, but at great cost. With an outcome like that, should we truly consider it a victory? Abba says that we should, but I'm not so sure. With the addition of the 2 engineers you rescued, the Waking Sands has become lively indeed. Were you aware that entry to the Sands requires the fulfillment of certain conditions? One must either gain recognition from the Scions, or earn the approval of Tataru. Our Lalafelian clerk has quite a discerning eye for character.
Name's Halibut. I've taken up residence here, for reasons I prefer not to delve into. I may not be much of use on the battlefield, but I know a thing or two about dealing with people. If you find yourself in a bind, you do well to avail yourself of my services.
Guess what, Raide? We found our third man. 'Twas bleeding suds off. Bugger me, how could I ever forget about Suds Flaw? Aye, the three of us was always together. I think. Once upon a time I aspired to make my name as an adventurer. It all came crashing down that fateful day when I lost the man who led my party, the man who had won my heart. If I could not protect my love, how could I hope to protect my realm? I sunk to the depths of despair. Pathetic, is it not? Others may have come to join some great cause, while I am here only because I have nowhere else to go.
We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the Scions once more if we're able to... beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. But tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest?
Commander Vorsali Helu has been waiting for the aid of the Scions.
Hail, adventurer. I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to intertwine your destiny with the Twin Adder?
Good day, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today.
Ida and Papilimo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you question the name of the Scions of late.
Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess.
Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, a curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twellswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is the one of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the primal Ramuh has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore.
Better to be safe than sorry, indeed.
Do we strike at Ramuh, or leave the Sylphs to walk to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound with Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have a cross-cultural faux pas to get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as how to win the Sylph's favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one.
A friendly palaver with the Sylphs? This should be pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing the West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo. Aye, the ferry docked at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorn Hut without much trouble.
Indeed, I'm Emlyn of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more, you do well to speak to the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. Rolf Hawthorne, patriarch of the beekeeping Hawthorne family, is said to be well-versed in Sylphic customs. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, let me just tell you. Beg pardon, friend, my memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much more and more in my adventuring days, and it's all cluttered in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, we might have more luck with them.
The Sylphs? Yes, Father's told me his stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest you end up in a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. The Sylphs? Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing marble faces on our masts, the next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they'll just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. The quickest way to quiver woman's heart may be through her stomach, but don't even think of trying to foist your foodstuffs on a Sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me.
Oh, of course, hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought back the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. As Sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It may just help win the favor of our forest friends. Rolf Hawthorne will share further knowledge to you, Rolf Hawthorne would share further knowledge to assist you in befriending the Sylphs.
Oh, sit here? Great! There's one more thing you should know about the Sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring Drat, what was that again? My wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friends. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than my own. peace offering for the Sylphs. Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milk root? That's what we call the root of the most fiendish seedkin, the okchu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions to imbibler. You'd not catch me dead trying this stuff, but the Sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow, with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck.
Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you a suitable offering? The thick white sap extracted from this ocho root has the power to grant its user wondrously terrible visions.
Milk root! But of course! Those Sylphs quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Anyway, a gift of milk root will have the Sylphs calling you friend and brother the moment they lay their eyes on it. Now let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. Roth Hawthorne has gift-wrapped your offering in preparation of your journey into the Sylphs' dominance. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk root well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god's awful stench. The Sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even roused the breath of the mortal that put the end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You more important matters to attend to today, yes? The Sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they're kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose attentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it if you regale me with your adventuring tales. Ah, and before I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Million here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones.
It's good to see your knowledge of Sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young Sylph by the name of Kumugzio. He has served as an intermediary between our peoples on many an occasion, and has close ear to his tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has finished you with some of that molderous root the Sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater import for you to deliver, a missive from the elder seed seer herself. To summarize the letter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings.
Walking One is not familiar to this one. This one does not try strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking One should go home and leave this one be. This one would welcome Walking One who moves like these ones. If Walking One would talk to this one will answer. This one is busy one, so Walking One should speak with quick tongue. Walking One would bring gift to this one? Walking One is most kind.
Oh yeah. Important missive penned by Seedseer Connie Senna and addressed to a Sylph elder.
Walking One brings Milkroot. Milkroot fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks, gives many, many thanks. Walking One carries message for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking One should not worry. Hello there, we're envoys from Gridania, and we're here to treat with your people. Aye, we've came paid respects to your elder and learn more from him, and to learn from him more of your Lord Ramuh. Who are these ones? These Walking Ones come from Gridania? Walking One became Dancing One and brought Milkwork, but Walking One tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder One is busy. Walking One should go home. Go home, you say? But the Sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. Letter carried by Raide here is an oath of peace penned by the Elder Seedseer herself. Still you would refuse us? This one's reasons are no business of Walking One's. Elder One has no words for Gridania. Walking Ones waste everyone's time. Well, I never turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Raide's jig insufficiently jiggy? I'm baffled as you are, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we'd no choice but to ask around to see how we might earn their trust.
Ida has a notion of how one might earn the Sylph's trust.
Say, Raide, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. You went through all that trouble to learn the Sylph's traditional greeting, but you've greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd be beside myself in delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me? Of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow! There go those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. Walking One knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. This one's weaving cloth. Walking One would know more. This one does not trust Walking Ones who do not show respect. Walking One would be a friend to these ones? This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the ways of weaving a secret. Even if Walking One learned the secret, Walking One cannot weave in the same way. What does Walking One want with this one? Elder One warned this one not to get too friendly with Walking Ones. Walking One is friend to these ones. Friendly like gracious Elder One of Forest City. Knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. Raide, would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news? Why, I've thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. Onward to our next adventure. Papa Limo has a notion on how you might endear yourself to the Sylphs of Little Solace. Raide, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I'd wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go to stranger to hero or knight. No doubt you've seen what I'm getting at. The Sylphs who make their home in the Little Solace The Sylphs who make their home in Little Solace do so having been driven from their woodland home. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seek out troubled Sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you not say? That said, the Sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You would be better off inquiring with the Hira Imedia of the Gridanians who reside here. She is most likely to be privy to the Sylphs' troubles. Praise be to the elementals. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventurer with a truly gentle heart. The Sylphs of Little Solace are sorely in need of aid. Pray hear me out. Being a temporary settlement, Little Solace wants for amenities, not at least a stout set of defenses. Consequently, beasts from the realms around are free to wander in and terrorize the helpless residents. The Zizgorlins and the Gallnats that roam these parts are especially troublesome, but slaying one of each should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you could gather 3 brownie brushes as well. They play an important role in Sylphic culture. I do not claim to know the details, and what with such feral beasts prowling the forest, they're not easily come by. When you are done with the deeds, seek out Kumuxo. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intentions will not be lost on him. My own experience speaks to this. Dancing One is still here? Dancing One can dance all night. This one's trust is not so easily earned. Legend says that Eorzea was once inhabited by a race of tiny creatures called brownies, and they would use the spores of this particular mushroom to paint their faces for battle. Dancing One brings brownie brushes for this one? This one can dye thread once more. This one is pleased. Dancing One kills Bitey Buzzy One? This one hates Bitey Buzzy Ones. Dancing One is kind. Too kind. Many walking ones come into these ones' abode, but few are finally like Dancing One. Perhaps this one was wrong not to trust Dancing One after all. Kumuxo of Little Solace would entrust you with a task. This one asks Dancing One for forgiveness. These ones have many troubles since Walking Ones last come to our abode. This one must be careful, always careful. But Dancing One is not like other Walking Ones. This one can trust Dancing One. This one would ask Dancing One for help. Strange Walking Ones with bodies of steel come to the home of these ones. This one thinks steel ones come from Empire. Where Empire goes, many living ones become dead ones. Trees fall and bushes burn. These ones' home is in danger. Danger! This one begs of Dancing One to help this one no more. Dancing One is friends with these ones and Walking Ones, yes? Dancing One must speak to these ones here and Walking Ones in Hut House and find out more. This one has bad feeling. This one fears Steel Ones are after something, but this one should speak no more. Go, Dancing One. This one depends on kindness of Dancing One.
Now how do I speak Sylph easily, but I cannot speak Batteron at all? I don't know. Anyway.
Strange steel walking ones? Yes, this one has seen. Steel walking ones carry big boxes. Maybe walking ones hunt for shiny treasure? This one likes treasure. Shush! This one says steel walking ones are scary, like touched ones. This one hates scary, and scary ones have scary friends. Men clad in strange armor. Why, now that you mention it, I did see some suspicious types of late. They were gathering deep in the forest. I simply assumed they were adventurers.
There are some types clad in head to toe to steel, you say. Imperial soldiers, no doubt. I couldn't tell you what they're plotting, but I'm sure it's nothing good.
This one is happy to see Dancing One return. What did Dancing One learn? This one sees. Steel walking ones come from Empire, carry boxes, and go walking deep through trees. As this one thought, steel walking ones are up to nasty, no good things. This one knows forest well. Steel walking ones try to hide, but this one will find them. This one will borrow Dancing One's map. This one makes mark, right here. This is where steel ones hide. This one knows. Dancing One will go looking for steel ones, yes? Dancing One is back, and this one breathed a sigh of relief. This one was worried. Dancing One found something?
A list of supplies and material to be delivered to a certain Imperial stronghold.
Dancing One found paper inside a box. This is a message from Empire? This one can read Walking One's symbols. Message paper has names of food and rocks. Food and rocks were inside boxes, this one knows. But this one does not understand. Food and rocks mentioned all come from home of these ones. How do steel walking ones know to find them? Is there sneaky one hiding behind this one's wings? Snooping one selling secrets to steel walking ones? This one fears for this one's home, but Dancing One has helped this one much today. Dancing One must promise to always be friend to these ones.
Camuxio is pining for a wayward friend.
Helpful One arrives at good time. This one needs Helpful One's help. One of these ones named Claxio ventured outside Little Solace alone. Alone is unsafe. Helpful One must find Claxio. Claxio struck west after leaving the settlement. Hurry before Claxio ends up in belly of Beastly One. What? Waggy One wants this one to return to Little Solace? Don't make this one laugh. This one is wary of living with those who are not these ones. This one wants to be alone. These ones rely on walking ones for everything, no better than those ones that summon a primal one. Small wonder this one chose to leave. This one thought this a likely place to build a home, but then Meddling One arrives, forces this one to go deeper into the forest. Meddling One is forbidden from following this one. Away with Meddling One! What? Claxio refused to return to these ones and went deeper into the forest? But this one saw touched ones lurking in the forest. Helpful One must hurry and find Claxio. Helpful One should search for spools of thread on the forest floor. Those things will lead Helpful One to Claxio. But hurry before touched ones take Claxio away. Meddling One is back. This one told Meddling One to be gone. Tell Camuxio that this one never will go back. Never! Touch ones should go away too. This one is good one. Everyone should just leave this one alone. Be on guard, Raide. These Sylphs have been tempered, brought under the thrall of the primal Ramuh. Akin to the Almajah tempered by Ifrit, these Sylphs exist only to serve their deity. They'll not answer to words, only steal. I take no pleasure in this, but it must be done. Claxio, these ones are your friends. Come with these ones, serve Primal One together. No, this one is good one. We'll never go with bad ones. Meddling One is not smart to anger this one. This one has many friends in the forest. And things were going so well. Hurry up Papalimo, I can't bear this stench no longer. I'm doing the best I can. If we dispatch the Sylphs, surely... No, not Stinky One. Stinky One is scary. Stinky One stink. Makes this one head go spinning. There's something not right about this Morble. Ignore it and focus your attacks on the Sylphs. Nick, Raide, Papalino, I can't handle this beast. You take care of the Sylphs. This one is safe? This one was so scared. Calaxio, this one has been worried. So very worried. Is Calaxio unharmed? Still in possession of wits? Camuxio and Meddling One as well. Why are these two here? These two came to the rescue of Calaxio. That Calaxio is safe fills this one with joy. Kumixo, forgive this one. This one did not mean to run away from Little Solace. This one is just afraid. These ones who live at Little Solace were changing, becoming friendly with other ones. This one feared that these ones were forgetting who these ones are, like Touch Ones did. But this one was wrong. This one can see that now. Meddling, helpful one. This one is grateful. This one will return to Little Solace to be with Camuxio and friendly ones. Well, that should see to that. What say we return to Little Solace as well? I, for one, could do with a nice hot bath. This one thought Calaxio was lost forever. Helpful ones saved Calaxio. Now these ones can be family again. This one has known many walking ones, even many kind walking ones, but Helpful One is kindest and strongest of all. Helpful One is hero to these ones. Helpful One will bring these ones and walking ones closer together. This one knows. This one would take Helpful One to see Elder One. But Elder One is...